Hi everyone, David Maley here. Today we're going to do something really cool. I'm going to show you how to download DogeCoin data. It could be any stock, it doesn't matter, any Bitcoin related, any ETFs, anything like that that you want. I'm going to show you how to download it, and then I'm going to show you quickly how to get that data into R and how to read a CSV file and then do some other cool things with it. So let's get down to it. So right here I'm on Yahoo Finance. And all you do is enter in here Doge or whatever it is you want. In this case, DogeCoin. Okay, so I click this, brings up DogeCoin, which is the page we're on. You go down a little bit right here. What you want to do is you want to look at the historical data. So underneath any stock you look, or DogeCoin or any crypto coin, you go to historical data. Once you're there, you pick the time frame you want. It could be any time period. You can go back and change it to year to date, 5 years max, whatever it is, and then you hit apply. And then once it gives you that data here, you hit download right here, and you've got that data. And it's the CSV that then you can load directly into R. So now let me bring up R. So we're here in R, and let's go here. Let's go to the top of this. All right, so what I want you to do is once you've created that data set, you've downloaded that data, you have it, it comes in this CSV. It'll look just like this, doge-usd.csv. So once you have that, you can easily read it in. You find where it is on your laptop. You can save it. You can get it from your downloads. You can put it in a file like I have for data sets here on my desktop. Whatever it is, you're going to use read.csv, and then you're going to use it just like this. You put in the, and remember how your slashes have to be forward, not backwards, for R to read it. If they're facing the other way, if they're like this, that won't work. So you got to turn them this way. So you want wherever your directory is. If you don't know what your directory is, right click on the file and hit properties, and it'll tell you what the directory is and what its location and what the name of the file is. So you put it in just like this, comma, it has to be in quotation marks, then comma, strings as factors equals true. This is very important. If you don't put that there, it will not find it. Okay, you need to put that in there so that it looks at this as a string and nothing else. So it'll put it, in this case, we're putting it into a data frame called data. Once we have that, now what we're going to do is look at the head of it. So the head of it would give me the first 6 rows, right? So if I hit Control and Enter, once I've done that, once you load it in, by the way, if I run this, I already did, it'll show right here, it's got 1,827 observations of 7 variables. That's the time frame we picked. That I picked. It was year to date, stopping sometime in July. Okay, but it could be whatever it is you want. Then once you look at the head of it, this is the head. It shows you the, what's important here is the column names, date, open, high, low, close, adjusted close, and volume. How many shares were traded on that day. So 722 had 216,280 shares on that day, and it tells you what the price was. And that was from 2016. So actually that wasn't year to date. This is probably this goes back to 2016, actually. My mistake there. Anyway, so, and you can pick whatever time frames you want once you're in Yahoo Finance and download them yourself. All right, so next what we want to do is I want to show you how do you make it so you don't just get the first 6 or the last 6. Obviously, head and tail will give you, head will give you the first 6, tail gives you the last 6. And see here, it's not going to look like this. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. It looks like this right here. Okay. So if I want to have more, I can do this and type head data, which is the data, comma 20, or it could be comma 1, comma 4, comma 3, whatever it is I want, it'll give me that many for the head. Tail is the same way. Tail gives me the last 6. I can customize tail to be like this, so I can see just the last 3. Right? So if I type that, I just get 3. Now what's interesting here is I've identified that the last row has nulls in it, right? So we don't want that. It might have been I don't know, but that could have been a Sunday when it's closed, or it could have been a holiday when it's closed. There's no sales in that day. So if that's the case, we don't want to have nulls in our data set, right? So how do we remove them? Kind of the same way. So what we're going to do is use a head, data, comma, -1. That will remove the last one. If I put tail, data, comma, -1, that would remove the first row. We don't want to remove the first row. We want to remove the last row where the null was. So if we run that into data, and whenever I make a change, instead of putting in data, I want to put in data 2. It'll give me a copy of data without that one row in it. So if I make a mistake, I decide I need it back, I still have data that has the full data set in data 2, which does not. And if you look here, once you run this, I mean, I can run now, it doesn't matter. This just runs pretty quick, small data. But look here, difference is up here in your environment, you have data has 1,827 observations, data 2 has 1,826. Why? Because we removed that last row. We want to check on that. We just hit this tail data, comma 3, right? I'm looking at the last 3 of the, and look. So right now that's data. Remember, this is data 2, I put it in. So you're like, oh, well, what happened? And those are still, no, they're not. This is the original data set with 1,827 observations in it. So if we go to the next one, which is tail data 2, comma 3, watch what happens. Now it's gone. See that? We have 1,826 rows. The other one we had 1,827 with the nulls. So now, if you want to take it a little bit further, you want to make your data look pretty and not have these rows that look like this and columns that look like this. What I advise you do in R, if you're doing it in R, you can do it in Python too, but in R, you're going to use Cable Extra. Cable Extra is a really cool library. So you load it in just like this. Cable Extra is what it's called. Make sure the K is lowercase, the E is uppercase. This is camel case. And next, what we'll do is we're going to take the tail of data 2, right? So I want the tail of data 2. I'm going to put it into a data frame. So this is the tail, remember? So I'm not customizing this. This is the last 6. And I'm putting it into df, and then I'm going to run cable on it. And the way cable works, let's do it. Let me show you this way, if we can bring it over here, is you type this. So you bring it in, and you use a pipe right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pipe in, so this means pipe in, cable underscore styling, bootstrap underscore options, make sure you have no uppercase in there, okay, equals striped, right? So the option is that way you have a little bit grayed out every other one, which looks kind of cool and a little bit more professional. Font underscore size equals 10. You could pick a different size if you want to, that's fine. And full comma width, or full underscore width, I'm sorry, equals F for false. Why? Because you may not want it to be the full width. All right, so in this case, if I run that, we've run the library, we've got that, and this is what you end up with over here. I can bring this bigger if you want to see it a little better. And basically what that does is it gives us this. I could bring it out farther. See how it doesn't give you the full width because it doesn't cover everything, but that's fine. It just puts it like in the middle. It's kind of like being in Word and using the middle to put things in the middle, instead of left or right marginized. So in this case, this is our tail. That's why I have it ending in 1826. We use data 2, so we don't have 1827 on there. Remember, that's the row that had the nulls. It's gone. And this shows you it's pretty neat and cool looking and more professional if you want to show someone a sample of data. So the whole premise here was to give you a really fast way to A, get a full year or a year to date or a bunch of data for any stock that you want that can be found in Yahoo Finance. In this case, I did it for Doge or Doge, whatever you call it, DogeCoin. And I showed you how to get that, and then we quickly went and showed you the head, tail, how to customize it to make it so it's more rows or less rows, how to remove the last row, and how to remove the first row. Obviously, would just be tail in front of it instead of head, -1. And then I showed you how to use the Cable Extra library to make a better looking table that you can actually copy and paste and show like your coworkers or whatever that looks better than just showing them this over here, which looks kind of crappy. Well, I hope you found this helpful and informational. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share to my channel. You'll have a lot of great videos like this coming out, and there's a lot of great ones on there. There's hundreds of them on there. They're all absolutely free to help you learn what we do in data analytics and data science, coding, computer science, and so much more. Thanks again, and have a great day.